Hey. Hey. This was like 1 second in. That's why. Well, you could put us on a time limit, dog. So I'm trying to take advantage of every
Let's go. Round one.
What's up? I'm Joe Vargas. Adam Alexander. Maggie.
That is a Russian middle name.
Rushing into this podcast.
Magz is awesome. I don't even like that she did that, but that was funny.
Can I go right into the nicknames?
You can do what you want. This is your place.
This is not my place.
This
is
is
our place.
All right, this is our place.
So I'm at the gym,
podcast.
right?
Yeah.
This is a young man at the gym.
Young man.
Newbie.
Nunu?
Younger.
Oh.
So I see Adam calling him cigarette.
What?
Adam calls him cigarette, right? So I say that I'm intrigued by your nicknames. I love giving people nicknames, and Adam, why cigarettes?
The kid.
Tell him why.
Okay, wait. We just got to go back to my nickname. We got to understand my nicknaming system because I don't remember names.
That's why I do it.
Okay, right.
You remember fucking nicknames?
Because I assigned them. Like they're like my children. You know, I named them. What?
Don't say he's children. The young man.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them, no matter who. Like the dude who used to wear slippers, he's Slippers. He started going bare feet. And so I was like, Slippers, come here. He's like, but I got bare feet now. I was like, it's too late, man. You can't change it. You can't change your nickname.
You are now Slippers.
You are now Slippers. So this young man, he was Cigarette. I was like, Cigarette. And he's like, why you call me Cigarette? I said, because this is prison. That's what your ass is going to get traded for.
It's currency.
What?
So he calls him cigarette because he looks like a perfect guy that'd be holding somebody's belt loop in prison.
I gotta see this person. I don't know who it is.
You do, but
we can't talk about it. We'll tell you later.
I don't want to
off the record.
But I feel so bad, like
cigarette.
Because sometimes my brain just does stuff without telling me. And I had
when I tell you when you say that's a good one, no,
and then you made it worse by dapping me up for it. Like that's like my behavior that I do not need
to be fed.
No, I need to get yelled at for doing shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fucking cigarette.
But nicknames is. I mean, that's what the gym is for anyway. You know.
Oh yeah.
You want to be a different person when you go into the gym.
If you have a nickname at the gym, you should feel honored.
Pamphilo is, man.
Hey, you got a nickname.
Pamphilo.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And that was given by the godfather of the gym, Rogelio.
Shh. That's a huge blessing. You know, it's like.
You've been knighted.
I've been knighted, exactly.
I dubbed you.
So somebody called me, oh man, I can't remember. Somebody called me Blackie Chan yesterday. Barry, after we got through tech sparring, he was giving me a ride home. He's like, all right, let's go Blackie Chan. And I was like, oh my God, I never heard that one.
That's funny. Blackie Chan.
Yo, so not everybody can get one as dope as Hitman, but
yeah,
they don't want to know who gave me that name though.
The history. When I write my memoirs, it'll be a whole chapter
on Hitman.
On a Hitman.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna go. Let's see. Last week I asked a question: where would this country go or rank if it was a battle between every country's average citizen?
Yeah.
And I did some digging.
In the Olympic competition, right?
No, just, I don't know what it is. A fight for food.
Okay.
A fight for food. You know, some real shit, some Hunger Game stuff. But, you know, and our average citizen is a 38-year-old sedentary white male.
Oh, fuck.
And he doesn't go to the gym. 23% of this country's people have active gym lifestyles. I was like, wow. And honestly, because we live in California and I see different, I thought that number was higher. Mm-hmm. But no, it is straight up. It's like there are whole states like that don't do shit. That we just kind of have a high average in California. And then there's those states like, I'm just going to guess Rhode Island, that has like a real low, like nobody does anything. So
it's crazy.
Right? It is like, it's crazy. And then what was another thing I saw? Food deserts. Like I was like, I saw that word or phrase and I just like, what is a food desert? You ever be in a neighborhood where the only source of groceries that they have for about 10, 15 miles is a grocery store, maybe a liquor store.
Mom and pop shop.
Mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
That is a food desert because they're not getting fruits and vegetables. They're not getting access to quality unprocessed food.
Shit.
So that's considered a food desert. And if you go more rural, you got those neighborhoods, those country neighborhoods where they have to plan a whole day trip into the city to go get food. Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, wow, like it really, that question was real deep. So
It's like Appalachia.
yeah. So, and that's one, and they suffer like a lot in the Appalachians. So I'm going to do my part in moving us up because I honestly, like, I don't know how, people say my son's in the blah, blah, blah percentile or my child's in the blah, blah, blah percentile. You ever hear that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good to be in the first percentile or the 90th percentile?
I don't know. It depends, right? It depends on what it is.
No, I mean, does that mean you're on the top of whatever the category is if you're in the 90th percentile?
If you're in the 90th percentile, you're the majority. And if you're in the 1st
first
percentile,
percentile.
you're
Okay,
the minority.
So we are.
So it depends on what
Okay,
the category is, All
right.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't even know how I was going to word that. But all I know is I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part to get this country higher up that list. I figure, because if you think about if the United States of America, sorry, Canada, if United States of America sent its average person against Mexico's average person, against freaking Kenya's average person, that's a bronze, man.
Yeah.
Provided Russia doesn't send its average citizen.
Yeah.
Like that. What we are fuck. But I would watch that as opposed to. Have you guys watched any of the Olympics?
Have they already started?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
No. I think we're still in the pre-qualifying stuff
they
like
haven't
that.
started.
Yeah. But I would definitely watch that Olympics.
Yeah.
Especially if food is the prize.
Yeah, I'm excited for these Olympics.
So, but this did beg the question. What would you rather? What do you think is worse, being average or being mediocre? Mediocre,
no?
Magz?
I think it depends, man. Average at what? Mediocre at what?
Anything.
Like if you're mediocre at, let's say, boxing, to me it sounds like the same shit, man. That's why I was a little bit confused. I'm like, this sounds kind of.
Yeah, that's right. Huh?
It sounds kind of like the same. Like if you're mediocre.
Yeah,
at
ask me
boxing,
like, what do you think about him? Man, he's average, mediocre.
Yeah.
You would say average, mediocre is the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did too until I started thinking about. I'm sweating like a goddamn Baptist preacher.
Around here in the Norman in the Western.
So this is what I settled it at, just in my head.
Yeah.
Mediocre is what you can do without even trying. You don't try, you don't put out any effort. That's mediocre. Mm-hmm. So if a guy boxes, maybe he shows up on Thursdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's it. He doesn't really try. He just breaks a mild sweat and goes. Average is when you do just a little bit. You do a little bit, you blend in with the herd. Mm-hmm. That's the difference.
Okay.
And so it's like, we have a lot of mediocre people in just life, whatever. I've been mediocre at times where you don't do that little bit extra.
Okay.
But now then I ask myself, what would you rather be, mediocre or average, based on that? And I was like, I'll go with mediocre. Because mediocre, you don't have to do shit. Like if you're gonna be average, just stop and just be mediocre.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Mediocre is like you're not trying. You're just like, fuck it, this is what I got.
This is what I got. This is what I'm gonna do. And after I'm done, I'm gonna go play video games.
Yeah.
And eat some Oreo cookies.
Damn.
And that's and I can do this on with Oreo cookies and naps in my engine.
Yeah.
So and that's really kind of pushed me to go harder this week because I was sitting there thinking with that, and I was like, okay, cool. Then stop being average. Mm-hmm. Start working a little bit harder. Shoot for that above average status. Mm-hmm. Like that was what we did. And that's what happens when I overthink.
Overthinking. Yeah, man.
Adam?
Yeah.
I don't think he overthinks.
Let me say anything about anything.
Adam is the embodiment of overthinking.
I don't mind it. Sometimes it does frustrate me. But now when it leads to stuff like this, like when it starts in a crazy, well, what if the giraffes became bears? When it starts there but ends in me becoming a better person, then I was just like, okay, overthinking worked out for me.
Yeah.
But when it keeps me up at night, I'm just like, shit.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, like that. I just can't. You know, you can't run from it.
Damn, dog. You need some donations or what?
But
Pastor.
dude,
Donations.
It's hot. I had a hard day in the gym. Coach told.
And I probably think it's hot because you were walking and you coming uphill to go get me some incest, and we didn't have any incest.
We didn't have any incest. No incest on this episode.
Sorry. Cece said, what do you guys do? Smoke weed on that podcast? I said, no, it's incest, dog.
How'd CC's fight go?
CC's fight went very well. I was very proud of him. We didn't get the win, but it was a win. CC hadn't fought in, I don't know, a year and 6 months or something like that. He fought this young man that was 13-0 with 13 knockouts. And TC almost had him out in the first round, man. He had him out. If it wasn't for the referee siding a lot with the other kid, if it would have been the other way around, they would have stopped it, put it that way.
Really?
I talked to a couple referees that I know, just two, I said a couple, two, and they said that fight should have been stopped. That kid was out. He wasn't responding. He wasn't throwing. TC couldn't get him out. He's one of those kids that could take a shot and wouldn't go nowhere, you know? It's like the kind of kid where, and I love this kid, so I don't want to seem like I'm talking bad about him. I want him to get better because I know him since he was a little kid as well. He takes too many clean shots. He won. He pulled it off. But that can only go on for so long.
Was it a decision?
Yeah, decision. And it wasn't even a favorite decision either. Like
A split?
I thought CC won by 4 rounds. I thought. And one judge gave us 1 round and one judge gave us 2 rounds. Am I right? Yeah.
Wow.
And that was like, I thought we won 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm. It was 8?
Yeah. I thought we won the first round and the 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Well, shout out to CC for breaking this guy's knockout streak.
No, not just that. You know what, man? Talking about knockout streaks, I wanted to knock his coach out. I was very upset with his coach, and I was debating on saying this on this podcast, but I'm going to share it. You know, I heard he made a couple comments, you know, betting people he's going to knock him out in the 3rd round, and that's cool, you know? That's fine. That's all fair. You talk to people. That's fine. That's your job. You can even talk shit if you want as a coach. It's not my business. I don't do it, so to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't be cordial and then, like, backstabbing. Like, we go to the center of the rings. We go shake hands with the coach. TC touches gloves with the opponent. Right then and there, selling the fight's over. There's no more talking shit, and which we didn't do it. But there's when you see some of the fighters in the top level, you touch gloves and you're like, we did everything we could to get people to watch this fight. Now it's time to fight. Now we respect each other, you know?
Uh-huh.
Some guys use the anger to fight. Some guys don't. But it was over. Once one touch gloves, it's all business now, right? So when I turn around and back up, the coach goes to CC, 3rd round, you're dead.
Wow.
I looked at that motherfucker and I was like, are you serious, bro? Like, who are you to even say that? You're not even the one fighting.
That's some shit.
And it was funny because CC had him knocked out on his feet in the 1st round. But even that didn't make me happy because I didn't want to see the kid get knocked out. Of course I wanted to see CC win. That's my guy. Raleigh shared a little bit of his youth with me, the guy we fought when he was little, and I respect him and I love him. And only out of respect for him, I didn't say nothing to his coach. His coach wasn't around to talk to him after. I looked for him to talk to him, but
he skated.
No, I was debating, should I call him out on it? Should I fucking? But you know, like, I don't think he could last 3 rounds with somebody in the ring, you know. And if he thinks he can, he could come spar with me at the gym one day. We go 3 rounds. If you beat my ass, it's all good. If I beat yours, it's all good. If we just work, we just work. But you gotta somebody has to call these coaches out on them abuse, like talking shit like that. Because in this sport, fighters have died. We discussed that over and over. Fighters have died, and you making a reference about dead? Like, bro, do you know what the fuck you're doing? Your kid could fucking die in the ring, you know?
Not only that, it's a head game that shouldn't be played, a mind game that should not be played.
That would probably work with the little kid, like his fighter's age. But CC's a veteran. Mm-hmm. CC is 30 years. You're not going to fucking scare him with doing that. Plus, he's not fighting you. Yeah. He's fighting your fighter. And your fighter, you can ask how hard he hit.
I agree with that, you know. And it's to me, it's foolish because it's like 1 minute, the game, you may be winning. You may have 13 wins and 13 knockouts. That's great. And then the next minute, it could be all over. Honestly, in my opinion, in that first round, I think he lost some fucking years off his life for getting hit so many
so hard, bro.
times.
He got hit hard.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if the ref judge sided with him. To me, outside looking in, not being biased, that's just really what it looked like, you know, because we were like we looked at each other like, yo, is he gonna fucking stop it? Like, he's taking a lot of clean shots, dude, for at least half of that fucking round.
He took a bunch of shots, and kudos, that kid bounced back and he fought, but he fought like it was sad to see some like that kid is about to be a highlight reel for somebody else. Because CC hasn't fought in a year and a half. Mm-hmm. CC is 34, 35. CC's timing is not there. He hasn't fought, and he still clipped him. Mm-hmm. Imagine somebody the same kid's age with faster speed, with better offense. It's over, bro.
You look like a kid like Diego Pacheco, right?
Oh.
Same age, same weight division. Like, it's just, yeah, man. It's crazy to see, but... Yeah, as far as the trainers are trainers, coaches are coaches. You know what I'm saying? And fighters
we're
are
not
fighters.
fighting. Yeah, we're not fighting. Don't act like you're fighting. I would never disrespect a fighter or his coach by making. I always go, and even if we win, I'll shake your hand. If we lose, I'll go shake your hand, because it's an honor thing. Like you're entertaining people, but you're doing something that's fucking hard that not the average human does. You know?
Right. I saw. No, boxing is a humble, classy sport.
Yeah,
it is. Like you said, when you touch gloves and that first bell goes,
no more selling the fight.
which one did you hit?
I don't even know. I just moved the fucking pan.
All right, well, just stop moving stuff.
That was perfect, though. I love that one.
Yeah, actually,
it was that bottom right one.
Okay.
I was like, damn. No, but you know, that's the real ones that are in the game. They know, man. They know not to be doing fucking shit like that. You know, it's just it's done, because that could be you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not cool.
That could be you. That's why the sport is humble. It's like,
it happens at the very, very top of the game, man. Like, one day you're winning every single fight, and then the next you lost your step, dude. That's it. Game over.
Yeah, like as a coach for me, like, you know, like we always fight. I don't fight no more like build up fights. It's very rare. I don't think I have a build up fight like in I don't know how long. Like, every time we're fighting somebody that's undefeated on a winning streak, and we win some, we lose some, because that's how the guys are gonna learn. Fighting guys that don't criticize this or don't knock us when you're fighting nobodies. You know, like we're fighting at the top, you know, fighting some of the best people on some big undercards, and we're moving forward. These kids are learning. It's not what you look like now, it's what you look like at the end of the road, and that's what we're focusing on. It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. Mm-hmm. That matters in this game.
Oh, that's exactly it. Is like you have okay. Let's just say I'm new to the corner. For some reason,
you're helping us.
You two say, "Hey, Adam, come help me and Magz with the corner."
Yeah.
And you see me do that. You see me go.
I'll just be cordial, tell you, mijo. I don't want nobody else to know that we're not on the same page, right? So I'll just be like, hey, tone it down, dog. Yeah, you know, have some respect for this guy.
Okay.
And knowing you'd be like, oh, my bad, coach, I got caught in the moment, you know? Mm-hmm. You do it again, I'd be like, get the fuck off the corner, dog. You know?
Dang.
I give you one, I'll tell you one time, and that's a warning, basically, you know? And I'm not saying because of you, I'm talking about anybody. Like today I told Jay, hey, you're going to work with us in about 5 minutes. And then I look, and he's tech sparring. You're not working with us no more. And it's like, if I say something, because that's starting to coach right then and there. If they don't listen to me outside of the ring, they're not going to listen to me while they're in the ring.
And trust me, I am like coach today. You gave me some tips,
homework,
something to work on, and I felt odd, like, because there was a very new position, a very new stance, and so I just said, "Thank you, coach." But I did not mean that disrespectfully.
Yeah, Maggie's like, oh, he's clowning you.
No, see, and I wanted to I make sure I just wanted to clear that up.
Maggie said, you gonna let him say that shit? No.
I meant I was like being I was supposed to be a reflection of myself. So I definitely wanted to clear that up, because I knew how special that was to get that instruction from you.
Well, why? Because you put it in the work, right?
Yep. No, that's exactly it.
And also, I told you to tell Devin. And I told Devin the same thing. We're working on having little details that we talked about.
Devin kept saying, he said, "Coach wants you to learn to dance again." I was like, God damn it!
You got to change that music you listen to, dog.
For real, he white on the inside.
Yeah,
Huh?
I am not
Boston white.
I am not. I'm 80s. I'm an 80s person. Here we go.
You weren't bumping that. I'm surprised you have that.
What? Remember, you put me back on the DMX.
You remember the time? What?
It's a good song.
Did you hear my playlist playing during the class?
Yeah.
That was my playlist.
I said, who the fuck?
Oh, that was him.
I said, was that Janelle?
I got this playlist that I love. It's like when I'm just chilling, I put it on. It's got Rick Astley. It's got Whitney Houston.
I was like, this is the shit that I listen to. What the fuck is going on?
And because it was quiet, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just play this and see what happens. And
fucking Take My Breath Away came on. People were like, what the fuck is going on?
I asked Jay, who is the fuck? Is this your playlist? He goes, nah, it's gay ass Adam. And I was walking
away. But I remember last year, I went to Coach and, just talked to him about, my hesitancy in the ring, sparring. And Coach was like, what's the matter with you? And I was like, I grew up listening to Boys to Men. Coach was like, you need to start listening to DMX.
Oh yeah.
And then that was it. That was that switch. Yeah. It's like you gotta understand that you're always scared.
I grew up to Boys to Men.
But but they fucked up black. Boy, now that I hear it, I skip what? Everybody but Jodeci.
No, I fuck with Boys to Men.
I do not fuck with Boys to Men. If they're whining or apologizing, I skip it. That's not real music.
Well, not for you.
Not for me. But Jodeci, they saying give it to me. I'm just like, all right, thong song.
The thong.
But this has been. I've been trying to work out really. I guess intensely, a lot, 6 days a week. Yeah. Magz, explain to me about recovery. Like, how should I be focusing on recovering after, and then I'm going to ask, after a hard workout, then I'm going to ask, how does a fighter recover after a knockout?
Okay.
But, after, so we spar on Fridays. I figure everything's a build up to Friday. You spar. And then I work out on Saturday. Nothing intense, just something so I throw the hands, get some rhythm, break a good sweat, and call it a day. And then Sunday I might go for a hike if I do anything. Is that good? Where's my recovery? Am I recovering?
That is active. Hiking is active recovery.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, swimming can be considered active recovery if it's not fucking high intensity. Mm-hmm. Anything like riding a bike at a low intensity, that's active recovery too. If you're not pushing your body too much, that's active. You can consider that to be active recovery, even in a light jog,
Okay.
or a brisk walk. Mm-hmm. Brisk. Yeah, no, recovery is very important, man. We touched on that before, but recently, I've been doing it, just haven't been dedicated to it. But you started doing it. It was kind of like mobility work and making sure that when you do a lot of shit and you don't recover, man, you grow like knots in your muscles. And that in turn starts to affect other areas of your body. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very important to take care of that. It's kind of like fuck. What's the word, man?
Pre-fuck?
Huh?
Pre-fuck?
Yeah.
Get my pre-fuck stretch in. You ready, baby? Hold on, taking my pre-fuck.
It's fucking a preventative measure. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah.
Let me ask this question so that Coach respects me. Is gay ass yoga considered recovery?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. See how it says gay ass?
I like it.
All right.
Absolutely. But how what do you think about that? The mobility shit that you've been doing?
It's a lot better. Leo, one of the old Brazilian guys that rolled at Sanji and Saulo's class, is at the gym. He works out in the mornings right there next to he's there next to Devin. And he was telling me about the fasciitis fascia that we have around our body. He sent me a book, and I can't lie, I read about a page or two every 2 days. I'm not much of a reader, but it's intriguing. He was explaining to me how fasciitis grabs your muscles, and it tends to pull different directions. In the book, it tells you everything, So he said he did yoga for 20 years and it didn't help him. He said it just helped him to stretch, but you have to get in there. And I can send you the book. It tells you what fasciitis is. It's a layer under your skin, under your muscle, that goes in a different direction and pulls your muscles a different direction. That's why you have injuries where you rip your muscles on your biceps. Because the fasciitis is pulling one way and your muscles pulling the other way, and you keep living life like that. You think that you're stretching it, but you're not resetting your fasciitis, and it gives you pressure points and stuff like that too. It's kind of like similar to like a deep tissue massage, but it's different. It's like you do it yourself.
Okay.
And it's been helping me a lot. Everything that I said I wouldn't do, like grab one of those circle balls and stretch on, I've been doing it lately.
The lacrosse balls.
I don't stretch. I put pressure on certain points. So I need to correct that.
Which is good. Which is, more effective depending on what you do. Which you hold mitts for fucking, every day. So it's more effective for you than just static stretching.
Yeah. Because when I tore my bicep, I didn't understand why. I mean, my arms always felt heavy, but I knew my arms wouldn't go down. But I just threw a punch and I felt like a light cramp, and then it kept working. And then I threw it again, and at one time I popped my what's this shit back here?
The calf?
Hamstring.
Or the
hamstring. Oh. And it felt the same. And I looked down, and my shit was fucking sagging. I was like, oh fuck. And it's from the fasciitis pulling in a different direction. My muscles pulling in a different direction.
No, and that's an eye opener, because like me working on my mobility, I went through that period where I just was sedentary for a while, and
let me give the K yoga what is it called? Some props. It helps with the stretching because of circulation in your blood. The muscles getting. But I really think that you should. I'll send you the book and really focus on that. Do both.
Yeah. No. I definitely. I want to do whatever that works.
Yeah.
Like Max asked me one time, "What are you willing to do?" Whatever that works.
Yeah.
So, and it's like anything, like the walks to the gym. Oh my God, that has turned out to be such a workout.
They're fun though.
Yeah, well,
that's good, man. That's good.
That
right there helps you lose weight. Yeah. Just the walking. How long does it take you to get there?
Just under 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
And it's all hill,
and you
downhill.
can consider that to be your cardio for the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it sometimes that's actually
that's
more
his recovery.
Yeah, it's your recovery.
It's my start.
Sometimes that's more effective than going for a fucking 30-minute jog or some shit,
Yep, I get it. Now, let's talk about recovery from damage. Like you get recovery from a knockout. How does a boxer recover from a knockout? Is it emotional?
Some do, some don't.
So that's an emotional thing. That's not a physical.
No, sometimes it's a physical thing. Sometimes it's an emotional thing. Sometimes it's just fear. That's just a show answer right now from her point of view, but from my point of view, it's like sometimes it's a door that you have shut down in your head that you can never be knocked out. And once you're knocked out, you think you're susceptible to getting knocked out all the time.
What's that? That was what Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, it took him a while ago to get better.
He definitely came back.
What do you think about the psychological part? Like, why do they feel like they can't? Because we tend to self-sabotage in our brain, no? Like,
absolutely, yeah, self-sabotage for sure. And I think it depends on, like, I think the reason why I even brought this up was because of that kid Ashton Sylvie who got it was a brutal knockout, man. It was one of those knockouts you're like, holy shit, we were saying like he needs some time to recover from that, 'cause sometimes a big mistake is coming back too fast. I think sometimes you think like, if I don't do it, man, I'm gonna create more time for me to be tripping on it and be scared. But there's also physiological aspects of it where your brain needs to recover from that, because then you fall into the I don't want to say trap, but the possibility of they don't have a chin no more. That's a thing, dude. You know what I'm saying? You get touched in the same way that you used to get touched before, like, like a shot, I don't know, to the temple, anywhere. And it feels way worse than what it used to, right? And it could be like literally the same impact, but if you don't allow your brain to recover from that, man, it could be very detrimental. So you got to take that time away.
No, and getting over it, like you talking about I was talking about the physical aspect. Like, do they do math problems? Like, how do they like rehab their brain after such a it's traumatic.
Well, in the amateurs, we have a concussion protocol as coaches. Mm-hmm. We have to take a course so our fighters can, but some of the injuries, like from that, you don't notice them till like after, like sometimes I've seen guys get knocked out and all of a sudden they slow down in the gym.
Ooh. Okay.
The reactions are slower. Everything is slower, like you don't see it right away. Mm-hmm. And things that and then they tend to respond a little slower. Not something crazy, but you just notice that something's not there.
Right, your cognitive abilities diminish, for sure.
And that's what we're talking about, fighters that get hit a lot. They might be winning right now, but eventually it takes its course. You can only fill up that bag with so many rocks,
Right,
mm-hmm.
right.
This weekend, while I'm asking stuff like this weekend I watched the movie Death to Smoochie. You guys have probably never seen this movie. Yeah. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my top 5 movies. Death to Smoochie.
Okay.
Imagine Captain Kangaroo having beef with Barney. That's literally what the movie's about.
I don't even know who either one is.
You don't know who Captain Kangaroo?
I know Barney is.
You don't know Captain Kangaroo?
Barney, which Barney?
Barney, the purple one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Captain Kangaroo was this dude in the late 70s, early 80s, Sesame Street.
Remember Sesame Street?
Electric, what was the other one? Sesame Street, and there was Electric City or something like that. Either way. But he was a child character person. But in this movie, there's a former boxer who got super punchy. Remember a dude from Harlem Nights?
Yeah.
With the
stutter? Oh, that's Robert Duran.
More than that. But he was just always, he's like a 5-year-old now. They said.
The guy stuttered?
Yeah. But in Death to Smoochie, it's guys they go, he just, hey, everybody. And then he walks off. And they go, you don't have a record with 81 and 50 and not end up like that. And it was whoa. Just funny. So, but then I was like, okay, don't laugh. Just think about what the real reality of it. I was like, oh, that is interesting.
I had a neurologist one time tell me that Dr. Farrell, rest in peace, we work with a lot of fighters. He told me sometimes it was worse to get hit a lot than to get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
He said when you get knocked out, your body's protecting itself from taking more damage, and it's
that's just your body just saying
shutting down. I'm gonna get killed,
Mm-hmm.
But he says when you stand up and fight and you're taking all these shots, your brain is swelling up, and it takes a while to get healed. Mm. So the guys that could take a shot now, sooner or later that layer is gonna go right through. The time's gonna come when they can't take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
That destroys my strategy of just resting while getting hit.
I mean, no disrespect, bro.
No, it's I do.
No. Ali was notorious for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ali's mindset for George Foreman was to just take all the shots, roll with them, taking shots, roll with them. And I'm not blaming. I'm not saying that but he took shots from everybody. That's how he would break people.
Yeah. Last week I think I was sparring with Joseph, and he just got me with
heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
He got me with I sparred with Joseph.
He just won the
Barry last week. Yeah,
the Salcal, huh? Salcal.
Yep.
Congratulations, Big Joe Tocayo.
But it was him that called on me. I didn't go on him.
No, I'm just saying that he's a cool dude. He knows how to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he just caught me with 4 quick jabs, and he started laughing. He's like, "I think you're headbutting these." I was like, "Yeah," because I don't really care.
Want to fuck up your hands?
Yeah. I was like, but oh man, so that's a huge eye opener too. Is the getting knocked out versus getting hit a lot.
And that's what my neurologist who worked with James Kitchen, Terry Norris, everybody. He worked with everybody, bro. He was a neurologist here in San Diego, and he always donated his time to our LBC 44, our amateur program. He was always at all the fights, and he was always giving us advice. He was just a perfect man. He's always talking about fighting and the consequences of taking care of your brain, how not to take so many shots because the recovery process. And if you get knocked out, he would always say they put 30 days suspension, do 60, 90.
Okay, now but that leads to doesn't that lead to ring rust?
Yeah, but you can keep training.
Mm-hmm.
It just says you can't spar. Suspension means you can't take a shot.
Okay, let's talk about ring rust from that aspect. Okay, if I train but I don't spar, I'm gonna get ring rust.
It's gonna get timing.
Yeah. So there are guys who have been known to not spar. As far as boxing, I'm not sure, but it's for MMA for sure. There was a 145 champ, Max Holloway, said for a while he didn't spar.
I was talking to somebody the other day. We're just going to talk about the gym level right now of not sparring. And I'm one of the people, but I thought it was just me, but there's a lot of people who'll show up who look at people who show up Monday through Thursday but not Friday.
A lot of them
differently. Like I thought it was because I did not like those guys. I'm not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't show up on Friday, I really don't give a shit. Don't joke with me. Don't act big with me.
There's a lot, huh?
I don't give a shit. And then, but then I was like, somebody like flexed on me or did something jokey, and I was just like, whatever. And then they walked away. And then somebody standing next to me goes, "Yeah, fuck those people who don't come in who don't spar." And I was like, "Oh, you too? You feel this way too? It's not just me."
I call it the play it safe members, the ones that just show up Monday through Thursday, and they don't show up on Friday, and they want the most advice. They tell me, "How can I get better?" I say, spar,
dude,
spar. And then you have your members who don't come Monday through Thursday and just show up on Friday.
Those psychotics.
Those are fucking warriors. They show up with their fucking lunch pail and fucking for 10 and 12, you know?
Yeah, I recognize them. I'm like, I don't want to play with them.
Yeah, those evil bastards that just show up to fight.
But how does so let's talk about ring rust.
It's different. Every single rust mean that your muscles get heavy. Rust means you can't react as fast as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Rust means your timing is gone. It's pretty much the same word, same thing I'm saying, just in different ways.
What is your opinion about that?
What?
With ring rust?
That,
because I look at you, right, and you don't even train, you don't even spar for fucking years, and one day you'll get in there and fucking embarrass everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? So like that, I'm curious to know what your opinion is on ring rust. Obviously, it's not a fight, but we're talking about timing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's different because I think that the people that I'm jumping in the ring with, I'm not afraid of them. Mm-hmm. I'm nervous on getting. I said last time in the podcast, I don't want to get hit. I pretend I'm jumping in with the world champion, but I don't feel fear, so I don't feel like I have to carry high tempo, high energy. Like they're not forcing me to fight. Mm-hmm. I select when I want to fight because of my experience.
Right.
Now, there's guys that ring rust doesn't exist to them, and there's guys that it's a fucking thing.
Right.
And it's like they say, every head is cada cabeza es un mundo. Like every person has a fucking their own world in their head. So some of them, they go into it thinking, fuck, I'm rusty. I haven't fought in so long, you know. And it is proven, like, the guys that consistently fight are, like, the best. But then you get world champions like Canelo and Mayweather, and they would only fight twice a year.
Yeah.
You know, but they always stay training.
Yeah.
They always stay training.
I think Mayweather and you guys come from the same generation, you know, like have that mentality. You know, he'll do a fucking exhibition every now and then and, you know.
Look good,
you know.
You and I were talking about this last week, I think, where, you know, the saying is amateurs do it till they get it right. Mm-hmm. Professionals do it till they can't get it wrong. Mm-hmm. And I think Coach is in that class where he's forgotten how to get it wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's kind of a snap too.
Yeah.
So ring rust might not apply to somebody with Coach's pedigree, his history in the ring. Ring rust would apply to, I'm going to say maybe Lomachenko. Mm-hmm. Because Lomachenko just ducked Tank, and he said, "I'm going to fight in 2025." I'm like, that's a lot of time off. You know,
that is a lot of time off.
It's like when he comes back, like how much sparring is he gonna have to do to get ready for Tank if he fights him maybe next summer? Yeah. You know, as opposed to this, you know, he just had a fight, so now he fights him in November. He's still polished. He's still ready.
And Loma doesn't like to spar hard. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. One time we went up there to spar with Brian Figueroa, right? Mm-hmm.
I think the GoPro might have just.
It's all okay, but then we'll stop it there.
No, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. They'll just look at a picture right now.
We went to go spar Lomachenko at his house. Mm-hmm. He lives in Calabasas, just in case you guys want to know his address. And when we got there, when we showed up, these motherfuckers are all speaking in Russian, right? And I used to always hear people say, "Oh, speaking English, man," and I understand them now. You know, like they're all speaking in Russian, and we show up, and they're saying that there was 4 other guys there. Tiburon was there that day. The kid we cornered in Arizona, he was there that day, and Brian was just supposed to spar 2 rounds so they can observe him and see if they invited him back to camp. Mm-hmm. So the coach come and tell me, "Hey, take it easy, work light, you know, work with him. We're gonna see where he's at." So we're the first ones, and there's 4 guys dressed. So he's going to do 8 rounds, 2, 2, 2, 2. You know, Loma is. Mm-hmm. So the first round, he just plays with Brian Figueroa, bro. Like, Brian can't find him. And Brian, you know, he come in.
I know Brian.
Yeah, he can have fun with anybody. Brian goes back to the corner, and because one time when I first started training him, he goes, "I just want to meet Lomachenko one day, coach." Mm-hmm. I said, "Well, guess what? You're gonna be sparring him pretty soon."
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So when he starts sparring, when he comes back to me in the end of the first round, he says, "Coach, I couldn't find him. I'm sorry." I said, "It's all good, mijo. This time, don't throw where he's at. Throw where you think he's gonna be at." And he came out in the second round. It looked like a different sparring session. It looked like, and I know people are gonna be like, "It's only sparring." I know, motherfuckers. Spar Lomachenko. See what happens. So the second round, Brian fucking plays with him.
Oh, nice.
And then right away they go, "Hey," they look at me, "One more round." Okay. Mm-hmm. Brian, do the same thing. Boom. One round, another round, another round, another round. I start looking at the other guys, start taking out their equipment, dog. They're like, "What the fuck? Are we going to work or not?" You know? I think it was a total of 7 or 8 rounds where they went at it. Mm-hmm. Brian had the 7 rounds. Loma had 1.
Wow.
Loma was pissed. So after it was over, his manager or one of his trainers, not his dad, because his dad's cool, came up to me and he asked me, "What does he weigh?" And I said, 135. What he fights at, but he was walking around like 145, 150. And he says, "In kilos." I said, "Hey, hey.
Lower your tone.
I said, "Don't fucking yell at me, bro." And it was their house and everything. Don't fucking yell at me. Yeah. He looked at me like, "Oh, shit," because Russians and Middle Eastern men, they speak with a lot of,
right.
You know, like huevitos, you know, like balls. They don't mean nothing by it, though. Then he tells me, "How tall is he?" I said, "I don't know. He's like 5'11", 6 foot. In meters." I said, "Motherfucker, you live in America. Figure it out, motherfucker." You know, and then he just told me, "Thank you. We don't need you." And we leave, bro. We're on the road, not even 30 minutes in, and I get a call from Brad Goodman from Top Rank. "Joe, what happened? I thought Figueroa was good. What's up?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "They said that he was playing with him." I said, "There was a guy with the camera mounted on his chest recording the sparring. I'm not gonna argue sparring, Brad. Tell him to show you the video." Mm-hmm. Okay. He watches the video. Next day in the morning, I get a call from Brad. He goes, "Joe, that fucking kid is good. Can we work with him or what?" And we had just signed with Sanford Promotions, which is like the bottom of the tier of boxing, and
right.
That's top ranks, right? Yeah. So I was like, "Fuck, man, we fucked up, Brad. I didn't know you guys were gonna like us. You know, we were just trying to get fights going." And then Brad goes, "I want to send him with Bud Crawford." I said, "Oh no." He said, "Why not?" I said, "Because Loma could break our spirit. I know, but that motherfucker could retire us in training, dog."
Gotcha.
Crawford's a different animal.
Yep. And
I didn't want none of that. And then Loma's shots don't hurt compared to Crawford's, you know? Like 126, 130 compared to 147, 154. I mean, he walks around 160 something, but that's a man, bro. That's a motherfucker. I mean, Loma is too, but he's always moving, so his punches don't hurt. They frustrate you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Crawford, everything he throws is well placed, strategic with bad intentions, dog.
Yo, you think Canelo is gonna face him?
He might, maybe after this fight. I think they're both fighting within. I think Crawford fights next month.
Yeah.
Yep.
August.
And Canelo fights in September, so it's perfect timing if they both win.
Yeah, it could be 2025.
It could go down in May.
Yeah. That's gonna be a big fight.
It could be.
It could be. You know, and with this whole like Turkey, fucking building an alliance with all these promotions. Yeah, it's more and more possible.
2025 might be a big year for fights if Turkey keeps going in that big fight direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's wrap this.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something?
No, you're right.
Okay, let's wrap this up. You guys
subscribe, ask questions. Ask questions.
It's not on anymore because I don't see the little red light.
Oh, no, he said it was gonna be off.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the camera, but the camera's off.
Yeah, we're using a new camera and the battery
died.
I gotta get a new battery for it.
Damn, that's a good story too.
No, they still heard it.
Womp womp.
They still heard it. So they just
you
weren't
can
able
put
to
pictures
watch
of Loma, Brian, when that shit's going on.
All right. You guys are awesome. So do what you're supposed to. Bye.
I checked that already. Bye.
This has been a Point and Yell production. Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.